I was lying on the kitchen floor in agony, while my husband bailed on me to go on a trip with his sister. I ended up in the hospital for emergency surgery. That's when I realized I'd had enough and decided to divorce his selfish ass. Now, months later, he's back begging for forgiveness, but I've already moved on. I was sprawled out on our cold kitchen floor, feeling like someone was twisting a knife in my side. The pain was so intense that I could barely breathe. My little girl, Lily, she's 7, was standing nearby, looking terrified. "Mommy, are you okay?" she asked, poor thing trembling like a leaf. "I'll be fine, honey," I said, forcing a smile. "Just a bad tummy ache." Total lie, of course, but what else could I say? Then I hear footsteps coming down the hall. It's David, my husband, looking annoyed as hell, all dressed up, suitcase in hand, ready for his big trip. "What's going on, Evelyn?" he asks, sounding more irritated than concerned. "Why are you on the floor?" I managed to gasp out, "I think it's appendicitis, David. It's really bad, we need to go to the hospital." "Appendicitis?" he says. "You're probably overreacting. It's likely just indigestion." I try to explain, but another jolt of pain cuts me off. David checks his watch and says, "I can't miss this trip with Rachel. Just call a taxi or something." I'm in shock. "David," I plead, "I can't even move. Lily's here. I need you." He shakes his head and says, "I'm sure it's nothing. Call if it gets worse," and then he just leaves, just like that, suitcase trailing behind him. So there I am, alone on the floor in agony with our scared little girl. Lily's holding my hand, crying. "Mommy, don't be sick," she says. "You have to be okay." I pull her close, trying to comfort her, even though I'm the one who needs comforting. "I'm here, darling," I tell her. "Mommy's here." With David out of the picture, I knew I had to do something. My hands were shaking so badly, but I managed to grab my phone and call the one person I knew I could count on, my brother Michael. When he picks up, I can barely get the words out. "Michael, it's Evelyn. I need help. I think it's appendicitis. I can't move, and Lily's frightened." There's a moment of silence, and then Michael says, "I'm coming right now. Hold on, Evelyn, I'll be there as soon as I can." I lean back against the cold tiles, trying to breathe through the pain. Lily's cuddled up next to me, and I'm holding onto her like she's my lifeline. The surgery for my appendicitis went well, but the emotional pain from David ditching me, that was a whole other story. It felt like this raw, open wound that just wouldn't heal. I had to call my parents to look after Lily while I was stuck in the hospital. 3 days later, I'm finally back home. As soon as I walk through the door, Lily comes running up to me, her little face beaming. "Mommy, you're back." She squeals, throwing her arms around me. "Are you all better now?" I hug her tightly. "I'm getting there, sweetie," I tell her, trying to sound upbeat. The very next day, I hear a loud bang as the front door slams open. David and his sister Rachel storm in, both looking furious. "Why didn't you pick us up yesterday?" David shouts, stomping into the living room. "We had to spend extra on a taxi and train fares." I look him dead in the eye and say, all calm and collected, "Welcome back. You must have had a tough time." David looks at me, all confused, and demands, "What's with the attitude, Evelyn?" That's when I lose it. I just can't hold back anymore. "While you were off enjoying your trip, I was in the hospital." "What are you talking about?" David splutters. "You were okay, right?" I'm about to really let him have it when the living room door opens again. Michael walks in, followed by our parents and even David's parents, 14 pairs of eyes all fixed on David and Rachel, showing various shades of anger and disappointment. David's voice goes all wobbly. "Why is everyone here?" he asks. "David, you left me and Lily alone when we needed you the most. I had to be hospitalized, and you weren't there. I've told everything to both our families." David's looking around, probably hoping someone will take his side, but no one does. My brother Michael speaks up. "It's not just about this one incident, David. It's about all the times you've put Rachel's needs above your own family." David tries to defend himself, but it's all just excuses and weak justifications. The meeting ends without really resolving anything, but the message is clear. I've got the support of both our families, and David's Mr. Nice Guy act isn't fooling anyone anymore. It was like walking on eggshells for days after that big confrontation, the kind of feeling when there's so much that needs to be said, but no one's saying it. David was trying to act all normal, like nothing had changed. I spent most of those days just thinking, really thinking about my life and how unhappy I'd been for so long. It was like I was finally seeing everything clearly for the first time. So, one evening, I decided enough was enough. David was sprawled on the couch, flipping through TV channels. I took a deep breath and walked up to him, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might jump out of my chest. "David," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, "we need to talk." He glanced up at me, looking annoyed. "What now, Evelyn?" In that moment, I almost chickened out, but then I remembered everything, the hospital, the years of neglect, all of it. So I took another deep breath. "I want a divorce," I said. first, he looked like he couldn't believe what he was hearing. Then he started laughing, like I just told the funniest joke. Divorce? He scoffed. Don't be ridiculous, Evelyn, you're overreacting. But I stood my ground. It's not an overreaction, I told him. I've thought about this a lot. You've constantly put Rachel and your work before me and Lily. I can't live like this anymore. That's when his expression changed. He got this nasty look on his face, and his voice turned all sneering. You think you can manage on your own? He said. Don't be naive, Evelyn. I'm not going to lie, his words stung, but they also made me angry. Who was he to tell me what I could or couldn't do? I'm not naive, David, I shot back. I'm aware of what this means, but I'd rather face that uncertainty than continue feeling invisible in my own marriage. He laughed again, but this time it was cold and hard. Good luck, Evelyn, he said. You'll come crawling back once you realize how hard it is out there. I won't, I said. This is my decision, and I'm sticking to it. For a moment, I thought he might argue more, but then he just shrugged, an arrogant smirk on his face. Fine, he said, have it your way, but remember, I warned you, and then he just turned back to the TV like we hadn't just had this huge, life-changing conversation. The day after I dropped the divorce bomb on David, I woke up feeling like I was in some kind of alternate reality. It was that feeling when you're not sure if something was a dream or if it really happened. But as soon as I saw David's face at breakfast, all sulky and avoiding eye contact, I knew it was real. I'd actually done it. I told him I wanted a divorce. Now, I'd love to say that I immediately felt empowered and ready to take on the world, but honestly, I was terrified. What was I going to do? How would I support Lily? All these questions were swirling around in my head, making me dizzy. But despite all that fear, there was this tiny spark of excitement too, like I was finally taking control of my life. So, I decided to take action. That morning, after David left for work, I called my brother, Michael. Hey, sis, he answered, sounding cheerful. What's up? I took a deep breath. Michael, I told David the first want a divorce. There was this long pause, and for a second, I thought the call had dropped. Then Michael said, Wow, Evelyn, that's big. Are you okay? I'm scared, I admitted, but I think it's the right thing to do. I'm here for you, sis, Michael said. Whatever you need.